you a dairy producer? Or do you grow grapes, nuts, fruits, or vegetables? We have it all with American Vineyard, Pacific Nut Producer, California Fresh Fruit, California Dairy, and Vegetable West magazines. Subscribe for free now at malcolmmedia.com to stay current on the freshest news in your industry.
Hello, I'm Matthew Malcolm with California Dairy Magazine, and today I'm here with Bob James from the Dairy Calf and Heifer Association to talk about their gold standards and what that means to the dairy industry.
I'm on the board of directors of the Dairy Calf and Heifer Association. I was also a member of the committee that led to the development of gold standards, and I think the first question might be, why do we need to have gold standards? Well, early in the history of the organization, I think the growers in the industry said we really need to say what are accepted practices and what should be performance of dairy calves and heifers that we ought to seek as an industry. So it's been a work in progress. We're really pleased to, we introduced this at World Dairy Expo last year in October. We released it. The committee that led to this development of the gold standards was comprised of industry, some folks from academia, and then people that raise calves and heifers, both dairy farmers and custom growers were on that committee. It's broken into two things. One of them are performance standards. In other words, how well should heifers grow? What are the standards in terms of growth? And now, instead of having a growth curve, what we have are what should it be relative to mature height, because we see a lot more diversity in our dairy animals now, with Holsteins, with Jerseys, with crossbreeding, and we really develop these standards at certain points of the animal's life, such as at weaning, at first breeding, and when they calve the first time. And we say they ought to double their birth weight. They ought to be about 55% of mature weight when they're bred the first time, and then about 85% of their mature weight when they calve the first time. So we have some very objective things for not only growth, but also for health in terms of respiratory and digestive disease and survival, of reproduction. And then we move into a separate category, which are the production standards. In other words, how do we successfully manage colostrum? What are the facilities and what should they look like for raising calves and heifers? What do we do in terms of shipping animals? What are some of the guidelines? I'm really pleased in that in this version of the gold standards, we've really required that this be backed up by some published research, and it's not just somebody's opinion. If we don't have that, then we say this ought to have pretty wide acceptance in the industry, and it's not something that just might be unique to the West Coast or the East Coast or North Central, but these are pretty widely accepted practices. And so this is available to our sponsors, and it's also available to DCHA members. And so we look forward to getting a whole lot wider spread acceptance and publication of these results.
Thank you, Bob. Learn more about it in California Dairy Magazine. That's CaliforniaDairyMagazine.com. I'm Matthew Malcolm, CaliforniaAgNet.com.